No, it wasn't recording. Okay. Let's do this again. So we have our exam tomorrow. We're just gonna go over some things. Compreensão auditiva. This one is my voice. You have a bank word that you're going to look for it. So it's festivities and traditions. So both of these are festivities and traditions in Brazil and Portugal. This one you have a drop down menu. Read the drop down menu before you hear the activity so you can look for trigger words. These two are not in order. So read the entire exercise first, look for trigger words, and then you read and then you listen the exercise so you can figure out what's going on. Okay. This one is true or false. This one is none of the above. Yeah. Drop down menu or none of the above. Okay. Remember, trigger words, read it first, then you listen second so you can figure out what they're asking for because these are not in order. O que fazer em cada lugar. So you have leisure or working places and then you have activities, you're going to match them. This should be pretty easy for you guys, like restaurante, cinema, hotel, etc. Outras comemorações. The tricky thing about this one is that the words, they seem to be able to be used interchangeably, but they are not, because you have to pay attention in the if they are agreeing, if they're singular, plural, feminine, or masculine with whatever comes after and before it. So the trick into getting these words right, about, especially because it's a lot of religious words that relate to Eastern in Portugal, is to being able to match it with whatever comes after and before, masculine, singular, feminine, plural, stuff like that. Profissões, you have a description of a profession, and I need to know what's the type of, professional that does this, the name of the professional, that's it. And then reading. Grammar wise, let's go. Verdadeiro, falso, não se sabem. You have three randos, you have sentences that are written about them, and I just want to know if it's true or false, or if you don't know. This one is about the question words, so pay attention to the question words, just like you did with the other exercise. I need you guys to check if it's masculine, plural, if it agrees with whatever comes after it. When you kind of not sure, you match them by that. And if none of these match, nenhuma das anteriores. Reflexive verbs, you have to kind of conjugate two things, right? We're doing the Brazilian one here. So you pick up the correct verb that makes sense in the sentence, and then you conjugate this for this, and also this for this, okay? So the tiny word needs to match who is speaking, and also the big verb needs to be conjugated for the person that is speaking it. Pretérito e imperfeito. This is the difficult one, this is the most difficult exercise. They give you the verb, but you need to figure it out if you're going to use imperfect or preterite. Basically, if you can translate it into English and use I used to do something, right? Used to, then it will be imperfect. If it's a complete action in the past, shoot for a preterite that you have a better chance of getting that correctly. Imperativo, commands. This is on chapter 9, and it's easy because you basically have two forms of command, which is singular and plural, but you still have to conjugate the verb. You have to conjugate it for singular form or plural form. Check this out. Comparações de igualdade e desigualdade, chapter 8. Yeah. Chapter 8, you have three randos, and I need you guys to write two of equality, two of inequality based on the information of the randos you have here. Cultura. Read the parts of cultura and read especially the tiny little text. This one's a difficult text, so read it beforehand before you take the exam. Read this. Read. Chapter 9, I believe. Yep, chapter 9. Both of them are for chapter 9. And then here it's a comparison that you pick up something and you compare it using Portuguese. If you guys have questions, concerns beforehand, before you take the exam, let me know, write me up, okay? I'll be checking the email all day tomorrow and to make sure you guys are doing fine. Ok? Boa sorte, gente.